where he was at home plate.
That one is looped and caught by McMahon.
Good evening and welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. And the Yankees salvaged the series against the Phillies in the Bronx. Ryan McMahon is locking down third base and paying dividends already. And are the Yankees better without Aaron Judge? That highlights Aaron Boone's postgame press conference and much more. It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York sports for New York nuts. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's go!
It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York Sports Talk. The Sports Nuts.
Look at that record, 25-9 in the last game of the series. So you know what that means to me? Is that when the Yankees want to avoid a sweep and then when they actually try, they're a good team. Look at that. 25-9 record in last game of the series. That usually means that they're getting swept or going for the series win. That's a very crucial stat right there, and that's something you can hang your hat on. But then also on the flip coin of that, that means that you got a lackadaisical, lazy team. That when they turn it on, they can try, and that's why I said, and it sounds like I'm crazy, but maybe Aaron Judge missing a little bit of time is beneficial for the Yankees because they can't rely on Superman anymore, and they're going to have to pick it up themselves and look in the mirror as the New York Yankees and say, are we good enough to get to the playoffs? Are we talented enough? And do we want it enough? Maybe they'll see these guys that they've added from Colorado and the Nationals, some of the worst teams in the major leagues, and see how hungry they are and how lucky they are to play in the market of New York, to play on the New York Yankees, and to play in front of 4 million people in Yankee Stadium every single year.
Where he was at home plate.
That one is looped and caught by McMahon.
So there you have it, guys, and I'm a happy man because the Yankees won today, and it isn't a regular occurrence in the last 2 months, them looking good and the way that they won today. They faced some adversity. They got good pitching. The bullpen came in, and they got a 4-3 win in the Bronx today, and that's the kind of win that you want to see the Yankees have. You can't have a 10-1 win. You can't have a blowout win, a close game. You need to start formulating some wins and getting some regularity on this team, and that's what the Yankees need to do against the Tampa Bay Rays coming up this week. But first, let's talk about today's game and the blessing, the godsend that is Ryan McMahon right now. In the first 2 games as a Yankee, you can see how he is a Gold Glover at third base, and for a guy that strikes out a lot, he's already got his average up to 228. He was 3 for 4 today with 2 hits and a walk. This is the thing. You can't look at this guy's numbers, what he did in Colorado. He played in Colorado for 9 seasons. That's like playing baseball in Serbia. It's a little hard to get motivated when your team has 61 wins every year. This is the first competitive baseball that he's probably sniffed since college baseball. So this guy is going to be inspired, he's going to be driven, and he wants to win. And I can't say that for the body language and the performance of the rest of the Yankees. And also, Ahmad Rosario is joining the New York Yankees, added last night late by the Washington Nationals. He is a shortstop that hits very well. Not that great of a defenseman, but he can give Volpe a rest when he needs one, and God knows that Volpe needs a rest, but Volpe has been hitting a little bit better during this series. Loizica comes in, the bullpen comes in, and they looked actually normal today. Williams did his thing, and you can tell Williams is starting to cook in the closing position. So, my question to you guys is, are the Yankees better without Aaron Judge? And before you start throwing stones at me, hear me out for a second. I don't mean that they're a better baseball team without Aaron Judge. That would absolutely be insane. But what I mean by better is he's not there to bail them out anymore. Aaron Judge has one of the largest impacts on a team that I've seen a positional player have in all of my years of watching baseball. Usually starting pitchers and bullpen guys have a major effect on wins and losses as far as the team is concerned, but if Aaron Judge isn't going well, the New York Yankees aren't going well, and that's been for Aaron Judge's whole career. So now this team sees that Aaron Judge isn't just going to pick them off the mat with a 3-run home run or just do what Judge always does during the regular season. So now these guys know there is no help. We're the guys. The Cody Bellingers, the Jason Dominguezes, the Jazz Chisholms, the Trent Grishams of the world are staring at each other in the locker room going, dude, Superman is not here. We have to do it. The answer is in this locker room. And today you saw that. They did manufacture some runs. They did get some sac flies. This is what the Yankees need to put their ego on the side, because the Yankees' ego is not their amigo right now. The Yankees are not playing well. They need to bunt. Yes, I said bunt in the world of analytics. God forbid. They need to bunt. They need to move runners over. They need to sac fly. They need to manufacture runs. That's why the Tampa Bay Rays are still existing, is because those guys with no offense can manufacture runs every single game, and the Tampa Bay Rays are coming up for a 4-game set, and it's one of the crucial ones of the season for the New York Yankees. Get some of that home cooking. Get back to Max Fried. Let's get back to a starting rotation to hit their stride, because with all the injuries, they've had to patch and they've had to miss and match on the starting rotation. So listen, any semblance of normality or any semblance of a routine with this team is key right now. Brian Cashman is not done. He is going to keep acquiring pieces. He said that he is going to be making big moves. I've seen the 2 positional players he has. Yes, a lot of people are saying it looks like the New York Yankees are shopping at the Dollar General. And from an outside perspective, yes, I agree. Ahmad Rosario. I said to my friend, what, Ahmad Rashad was not available? But I get what Brian Cashman is doing. He is trying not to jeopardize the future with our high-end leverage guys and our prospects, and he is going shopping at the dollar store. But hey, you can get some good stuff at the dollar store, and that's what Brian Cashman got with Ryan McMahon, which right off the scrap heap from Colorado, paying dividends immediately. Ahmad Rosario joins the New York Yankees tomorrow. But with Aaron Judge being out of the lineup, where does that leave Big G? Big G can't play the outfield. If he does, he will get hurt. He can't run. But they say when Aaron Judge, after the 10 days, even with his flexor strain, he is going to be the designated hitter of this team. So now Big G is the permanent designated hitter of this team. So where does that leave him when he comes back? And they said they're going to give him a baseball glove. And I don't know about you, but I thought Halloween was in October, because that's scary. You know, Giancarlo Stanton in right field should really shore up the defense out there. So that being said, we have Aaron Boone's post-game press conference. Let's see what he says. Got to be in a little bit better mood today with the Yankees looking
both sides.
solid.
Do you think of the impact that Ryan McMahon had today on both sides of the ball?
Yeah, impact. More good plays. I mean, the play he makes on Turner and kind of the ease with which he does it was pretty impressive. A couple other good ones. And then obviously a big hit there in the inning where we were able to put together a big inning. So, yeah, it was really good to see, obviously.
You obviously saw him from afar when he was with the Rockies. It's a small sample size, just 2 days now. But what have you kind of learned about him more that you didn't know prior to him coming over here?
Yeah, I mean, real easy to be around. I kind of sat with him a little bit today in the locker room, just kind of shooting it a little bit with him. And he feels, to me, he feels comfortable. And, you know, as much of a whirlwind as it is getting traded at the deadline and uprooting and, you know, at least on the surface, he looks settled and comfortable. There's an ease with which he plays the position.
And we know guys that have come here and completely folded, like Jacoby Ellsbury, Joey Gallo. The reason that this guy is taking to this, and he's not probably worried about uprooting, is that he's probably going to keep his house there. His kids are in summer school anyway, summer break, and he's playing for a winner. He's playing for contention. He's playing games that mean something. So, yeah, this guy is probably clicking his heels to be in the Yankees organization.
The homers, hurt a little bit, but the fact that they were solo was big.
Eric?
Just considering the way things have gone recently, how much of a lift was your bullpen today?
Yeah, I mean, that's what you want it to look like right there. It starts with the starting pitcher, right? So Lowe's getting us into the sixth and out into the sixth, and then, that's the spot in the order that Lowe should be able to go in and have success when he's right. And I thought he threw the ball really good. Even the hit he gave up, like, that's Lowe, like ball down, ball on the ground, soft contact. So he does his job there, and then Weave really good, even though he was probably a little bit in the heart of the plate with some, like knowing they're going to fire their probably lefties off the bench there, which, Weave's equipped to go through, and then Timmy Hill doing a really.
My question to you guys is, do you feel comfortable with Carlos Rodón in a high-leverage playoff situation? Because I know he's having a good season. He still has to prove it to me. The jury is out on him. I think he's a head case. Also, his conditioning is questionable. This is a few games this year that they've pulled him out of games, or that he's asked to come out of games with his pitch count that is really a little bit lower than should be to be taken out of games. So the one question I would have with him, because we're going to need him, is his conditioning and his mental makeup in a big spot, because I was in the building in the playoffs when he gassed out against the Cleveland Indians in Game 3, where he came out and he had the first 3 great innings, and then he started gassing himself up, and he missed a couple of strikes, and also he's gotten better with it, but Carlos Rodón really starts to throw himself off mentally when he doesn't get a strike call. It throws his whole inning off, and that tends to lead to big innings. So I just hope, and to see him in high-leverage situations at the end of the season with the playoffs on the line, him coming through in big spots will make me feel a lot more comfortable for Carlos Rodón, because right now, jury's still out on him. I do not trust him. But Rodon's numbers, look at that batting average. It's 189 the rest of the league is hitting against him. I'm not saying that he's having a bad season. He's probably third in Cy Young contention behind Max Fried in the American League. But that's not the problem. He's a good pitcher. It's just his mental. It's between the ears. And let me know if you agree with me in the comments, guys. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, by the way.
Weave's equipped to go through, and then Timmy Hill doing a really good job with the top of the order there in the 8th. So, and then obviously I thought Devin's stuff was, man, as good as his, the changeup has been, and as good as he's throwing, that the changeup today was from the side was pretty spectacular. So,
Luke Weaver, another loud out. That was one of the balls I was talking about that would have been out of the stadium last year that dies at the warning track. Thank God it was beneficial for the Yankees today. But Luke Weaver looks like he's starting to right his ship. I said this about Luke Weaver 2 episodes ago. The Yankees have been dipping into their bullpen, so they've been using Luke Weaver more and more, and Luke Weaver will never say no to taking the ball, and he probably annoys Boone with trying to take the ball. So Luke Weaver is a little bit tired. Once reinforcements come back, like Mark Leiter Jr., like Cruz come back from the disabled list, that will lengthen the bullpen, be able to alleviate Weaver, alleviate Hill, and alleviate Williams, who have been holding the brunt force of this bullpen lately. And that's your 7-8-9. I was saying it since April. Tim Hill 7, Weaver 8, Williams 9. That's your bullpen. Throw him in descending order. When Cruz gets back, you can put him in the 7, make Tim Hill your lefty specialist. If Cruz messes up, you put him right in. The Yankees, they're filling up a lot of holes on a sinking ship. But I still believe, dude, I've seen a lot of Yankee games. I've seen a lot of Yankees in my life. This season is still salvageable. And it's not just because they won today. I am not completely done on the Yankees, and I know I sound like doom and gloom sometimes, guys, but, I'm just not a big fan of somebody pissing on my leg and telling me it's raining out, which this front office and this organization does on a regular basis. So I'm not dumb, neither are the Yankee fan base, neither are you guys watching at home. So tell me what your biggest problem is with the Yankees organization as a franchise right now in a grand scale. You know, we do a lot of micro on this show, but let's go macro. Let's take a 20,000-foot view on this. What pisses you off most about the New York Yankees? And that should be a good debate in the comment section. Also, you got to remember Williams, when he first started the season, his first appearance was against his former teams, the Brewers. That's difficult to do. 10 days off with the paternity leave. Then he comes back. That knocks you off your rhythm. Then he had some rough starts, so it's good to see him back and to form.
Ron?
You've seen a lot of players arrive at the trade deadline. You arrived at the trade deadline. Are there any keys to being comfortable quickly?
I don't know. I know I'm sensitive to it, though, and I try to make sure. And look, I think our room does a great job. I think our players, you know, led by Judgy and Garrett and Big G, those guys are really good at making guys feel settled pretty early. And that's my sense with Ryan and hopefully now with Ahmed, you know, like getting those guys to where they really feel comfortable and a part of it. They're really good at that. We try to be really good at that. And it's an important, in my opinion, part of the equation when you're bringing somebody in and onboarding them.
Look at that record, 25-9 in the last game of the series. So you know what that means to me? Is that when the Yankees want to avoid a sweep and then when they actually try, they're a good team. Look at that. 25-9 record in last game of the series. That usually means that they're getting swept or going for the series win. That's a very crucial stat right there, and that's something you can hang your hat on. But then also on the flip coin of that, that means that you got a lackadaisical, lazy team. That when they turn it on, they can try, and that's why I said, and it sounds like I'm crazy, but maybe Aaron Judge missing a little bit of time is beneficial for the Yankees because they can't rely on Superman anymore, and they're going to have to pick it up themselves and look in the mirror as the New York Yankees and say, are we good enough to get to the playoffs? Are we talented enough? And do we want it enough? Maybe they'll see these guys that they've added from Colorado and the Nationals, some of the worst teams in the major leagues, and see how hungry they are and how lucky they are to play in the market of New York, to play on the New York Yankees, and to play in front of 4 million people in Yankee Stadium every single year. And we've got 3.2 million people this week on Instagram, New York Minute. That's NEWYRKMIN. Also right here on YouTube, that's New York Minute Sports. It's New York Sports for New York Nuts, folks. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. We got a big series against the Tampa Bay Rays. I'll be breaking it down all week. I'll be in the stadium on Tuesday, and we got you covered. It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York Sports for New York Nuts. And if you can't be good, be bad, baby. Bye.